here it is.
The Muscatine City Council will come to order, please. Fran, would you perform a roll call, please?
Councilmembers Lorette.
Present.
Fitzgerald.
Present.
Natvig.
Present.
Shahade.
Present.
Bynum.
Present.
Phillips. Spread.
Present.
6 present and 1 absent, Your Honor.
Thank you, Fran. Folks, would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, we'll begin this evening with communications, an invitation to citizens to come forward if you have an issue to address with council that's not on tonight's agenda. I don't see anyone, so very good. We'll move along. The consent agenda, item number 5. The following items are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There'll be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequences on the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda, which includes items 6A and B, items 8A, filing of communications, which is items 12A through C, and tonight's bills totaling $2,284,556.04.
So move, Your Honor.
A motion by Bob and a second.
Second.
Second, Tom. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. And dropping down to item 10 from the Planning and Zoning Commission, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing on a proposed annexation to and within the city of Muscatine, the eastern portion of the Ripley's Mobile Home Park. The city has entered into an agreement with Ripley's Development Incorporated to extend sanitary gravity sewer from Park Avenue West to Ripley's Mobile Home Park. This agreement also included a voluntary annexation agreement covering the mobile home park. The proposed voluntary annexation area is split into a western portion and an eastern portion by the existing boundaries of the city of Muscatine. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommends the approval of this voluntary annexation. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. This public hearing will be held on Thursday, January 3rd, 2013 at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
Still moved, Your Honor.
I believe that was Phil, and a second.
Second.
Second, Scott. Discussion, council? It's a roll call vote beginning with Phil.
Aye.
And Mark.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
Jeanette is not here this evening. Bob.
Aye.
Osama.
Aye.
And Scott.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item B, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing on a proposed annexation to and within the city of Muscatine, the western portion of Ripley's Mobile Home Park. The city has entered into an agreement with Ripley's Development Incorporated to extend sanitary gravity sewer from Park Avenue West to Ripley's Mobile Home Park. This agreement also included a voluntary annexation agreement covering the mobile home park. The proposed voluntary annexation area is split into a western portion and an eastern portion by the existing boundaries of the city of Muscatine. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommends the approval of this voluntary annexation. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. The public hearing will be held on Thursday, January 3rd, 2013 at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
That would be Tom.
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Phil. Any discussion? Also a roll call, beginning with Tom.
Aye.
And Bob.
Aye.
Osama.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Phil.
Aye.
And Mark.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item C, presented for City Council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing on a proposed zoning change within the Ripley's Mobile Home Park. Ripley's Development Corporation, who is the deed holder for 8.25 acres located in the mobile home park, is requesting the rezoning of this property to C1 in conjunction with the submission of a preliminary and/or final plat for a 6-lot commercial subdivision. The Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommends the approval of this request. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. This public hearing will be held Thursday, January 17th, 2013 at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved.
Well, that was Mark.
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Phil. Any discussion? Roll call, beginning with Scott. Or, I'm sorry, Mark.
Aye.
Tom?
Aye.
Bob?
Aye.
Osama?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
And Phil?
Aye.
Motion carried 6-0. Item 11, from the city administrator. Presented for city council's consideration is the second reading of an ordinance rezoning property located at 2875 Highway 61. The request has been received from Community Bank on behalf of Mills Marine LLC for the rezoning of 2 adjoining parcels totaling approximately 18 acres located at the above address from Muscatine County C1 to C1 Neighborhood and General Commercial. There is a signed annexation agreement for these parcels, and this rezoning would run concurrently with the completion of the annexation process. Is there a motion to approve the second reading of the ordinance as submitted?
So move, Your Honor.
That would be Bob,
Second, Your Honor.
and a second Osama. Any discussion? So roll call vote beginning with Bob.
Aye.
Osama?
Aye.
And Scott? Phil?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And Tom?
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item B, presented for city council's consideration is the second reading of an ordinance rezoning property owned by Ripley's Development Corporation. The corporation is the deed holder of 9 parcels totaling 131.8 acres of land along US 61, upon which Ripley's Mobile Home Park is located. An agreement has been signed by the corporation to voluntarily annex these parcels into the city of Muscatine. It is being requested that these parcels be rezoned from Muscatine County M2, A1, and R1 to an R4 residential district. The rezoning will run concurrently with the annexation of these parcels. Is there a motion to approve the second reading of the ordinance as submitted?
So move.
Be Scott,
Second, Your Honor.
and a second on Phil. Discussion, council? Okay, roll call. Let's begin with Scott.
Aye.
And Phil.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye.
And Osama.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item C, excuse me. Presented for city council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing to consider a community development block grant application for downtown revitalization in the city of Muscatine. The Iowa Economic Development Authority has opened its application window for its CDBG Downtown Revitalization Program. Successful applications from communities the size of Muscatine could be awarded up to $500,000 for building facade improvements and other downtown revitalization projects. To qualify for the program, applications must meet one of several national objectives. The Muscatine Community Development staff has identified the slum or blight national objective as the best suited for an application from this city. Prior to the submission of the application, a public hearing is required. This hearing will be held on Thursday, January 3rd, 2013 at 7 p.m. A complete review of the program is scheduled for the January in-depth meeting. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
That would be Osama.
Second.
And second, Tom. Any discussion, council?
Can somebody describe what the downtown entails from where to where? Is that just,
It's Iowa Avenue to Cedar? Is that, do you recall, Andrew, the basic outline? Right. I believe it's Iowa Avenue to Cedar, and what they're looking at are the properties on the riverside of the street on Second Avenue, and specifically looking at the backs of those buildings, which really have become the fronts of those buildings off of Mississippi Drive, given that there's no longer anything behind them. So they're looking to target those to make it more of a make your backyard your front yard kind of a theme. We started some discussions with some of the downtown property owners. I sent a written update to the city council a few weeks back, and we're going to have a complete review at the in-depth session and give you all of the particulars on the program. And then council wouldn't take any action until actually the third meeting in January. The application is due by the end of January, I believe.
And the supporting memo said that at least some of the property owners are interested in pursuing this, correct?
Yes, they had a preliminary meeting this week with some of those property owners to gauge interest in doing that, yes.
And what is the timeline for this to be?
Applications are due the end of January.
When do they expect to announce who's receiving the the grants?
I do not recall off the top of my head. But we'll get you that and make sure we have all that for the in-depth session.
Anyone else, council? Again, it's a roll call vote, beginning with Osama.
Aye.
And Scott.
Aye.
Phil.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
And Bob.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item D, presented for city council's consideration is a resolution approving a mortgage release for 106 Taylor Street. The property owners participated in the 2006 CDBG Housing Rehabilitation Program, which provided a maximum of $24,999 in funding assistance through a 5-year forgivable loan. Under the terms of the program, they were required to sign a mortgage, which was done on March 16th, 2007. The project was completed on December 20th, 2007, with the final 20% forgiven on December 20th, 2012. This is the 8th of 12 mortgages expected to be released under this rehabilitation program. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So move.
Bob?
Second.
Second, Scott. Any discussion, council? Let's begin with Bob.
Aye.
Osama.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Phil.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
And Bob. Well, we began with.
Start. Yep, we did.
Motion carries 6-0. Item E, presented for city council's consideration is a resolution setting a public hearing on the West Hill area sanitation and storm sewer separation Phase 2. The design for the second phase of this project has been completed, and the anticipated bid opening date is January 31st, 2013. Work includes approximately 2,500 feet of new sanitary sewer on 6th, Spruce, and Locust Streets, 1,400 feet of storm sewer on Lynn Street, on Lynn, 6th, and Locust Streets, 1,500 feet of sanitary sewer, and another 1,500 feet of future storm sewer within the ravine fill site. The sanitation work will also include new inlets and piping for junction structures, pavement replacement as needed, with full-width pavement replacement on 6th, Lynn, Spruce, and Locust Streets. Grading and filling the ravine fill site on the west end of 6th Streets will also be done. Prior to any formal action by City Council, a public hearing is required. This hearing will be held on Thursday, January 3rd, 2013 at 7 p.m. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution as submitted?
So moved.
Scott?
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Phil. Discussion? Roll call beginning with Scott.
Aye.
Phil.
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
Bob.
Aye.
Osama.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Item F, presented for City Council's consideration is a request from the Police Department to authorize the purchase of 5 police patrol vehicles. 3 bids were received, with the bid from Krieger's less than 2% higher than the low bid submitted by Dahl Ford of Davenport. Krieger's bid was $24,730 per squad car for a total cost of $123,650. It is staff's recommendation the bid from Krieger's be accepted. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
That was Tom.
Second.
And second, Osama. Any discussion, council?
Does this fall within the budgeted amount?
We budgeted around 165 in total for the vehicles. That includes, so the difference is be used for the changeover once the purchase is made for the equipment that you install in the new vehicles.
So we
For
can
example, lights and
Sure.
the cage.
We can anticipate that we'll still fall within
Yes.
budget when we do that.
Absolutely. Excuse me.
Any other questions, discussion? Voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item G, presented for City Council's consideration is a request from the Police Department to purchase 2 Stalker, that's the name of the company, by the way, radar units. These 2 units will replace 2 of the older units currently in service. They will be installed in the new squads in early spring 2013. The cost for replacement of the 2 units is $5,225. There is $5,200 budgeted for this purchase. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So move.
Give that to Osama and a second to Bob. Is you guys okay with that?
That's fine.
Okay, any discussion? Voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item H, presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve the Fire Department restructuring. The department is seeking authorization to move a current 56-hour employee to a new 40-hour position and renaming the current shift commanders from assistant chiefs to battalion chiefs in order to improve its overall operations. This position would then become an assistant or second in charge of fire department operations. This restructuring utilizes the current authorized number of personnel. Due to anticipated personnel changes in fiscal year 2012-2013, this restructuring is cost neutral. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So move, Your Honor.
Bob?
Second, Your Honor.
Second, Osama. Any discussion?
So just one clarification question. The assistant chiefs will now be battalion chiefs, and the person that's being moved to the 40-hour position will be the assistant chief.
Correct.
Okay.
And what you'll see next is we'll be bringing back the pay plan for the final piece of the puzzle for to make it official. That'll be the next item after the council takes action on this item tonight.
Okay, we're not going to do that during budget time?
No, this will allow us to make those changes, bring that back to city council, and it's basically the pay structure.
Okay.
Any other discussion or questions? Voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item I, presented for City Council's consideration is a request to approve change order number 4 for the West Hill Sewer Separation Project, Phase 1. This change order involves 2 items not included in the contract. The first item includes modifications to a manhole at the corner of 4th and Cedar Streets to allow a pipe connection not shown on the construction plans. The second item includes equipment and operator time and materials to spread topsoil on the material disposal area on the Hershey Avenue foreslope at Mulford Church. The city provided topsoil, allowing this area to be finished as a manageable grass slope. The total change order amount is $2,245.57, bringing the total contract price to $3,695,606.21. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
Tom?
Second.
Second.
Second, Phil. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item J, presented for City Council's consideration is a request from the Traffic Committee to post no parking on the south side of the alley between Lombard and Cypress, Lombard to Cypress and Washington to East 8th Street. Residents in this neighborhood continually complain about parked vehicles from a local business blocking their driveways and garages. The police department has been called on numerous occasions by the residents, but the inconvenience and lack of courtesy by the business does not stop. Therefore, it is the Traffic Committee's recommendation to restrict parking on the south side of the alley by posting this side as no parking, which will give neighbors ample access to their property. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved.
I think I heard Phil.
Yeah.
Second.
And second, Scott. Any discussion, council? And a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item K, presented for City Council's consideration, is a request to accept the comprehensive annual financial report and audit for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2012. The CAFR was completed earlier this month with the meeting between the auditor and the audit committee taking place on December 13th. This meeting included a review of the city's CAFR management letter and summary report. Following its approval, this report will be submitted to the various federal agencies, State Auditor's Office, the city's financial advisor, the Government Finance Officers Association Certificate Program, and various other interested individuals or entities. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
So moved, Your Honor.
That would be Tom.
Second.
Second?
Second.
Phil?
would be fine.
Discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. I think that's L. Presented for City Council's consideration is a request to enter into an agreement for a new financial software system. The city has been using the ACS financial software system since the early 1900s and is looking at replacing and enhancing this system with a new software system from Springbrook Software. In addition to the $132,320 for the software, the city will need to acquire some additional computer hardware estimated at $10,066. The city has budgeted $140,000 for the new system. The current estimated total cost will exceed that amount by $2,386 plus travel time and expenses for Springbrook personnel during the business process study and software implementation. Staff has requested an estimate for the time and travel expenses to include in the updated project budget. It is staff's recommendation the city enter into an agreement with Springbrook Software to replace the city's current system. Is there a motion to approve the request as submitted?
Yeah. Yes.
Bill? And a second?
Second.
Second, Tom. Any discussion, council? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 6-0. Item M, which is a request to approve the 2013 core values, vision, and mission, and the 2013 City Council goals and management agenda. Is there a motion to approve the 2013 core values, vision, and mission, and the 2013 City Council goals and management agenda?
So moved.
That was Phil.
Yes, sir.
And a second?
Second.
Second, Osama. Any discussion, council?
Mayor, I'll go one more time to make a motion to amend the goals and with the same verbiage that I brought up the past two meetings to add the verbiage of develop policies, incentives to encourage infill opportunities and address blight within the city limits. I think I've already stated my case for why it's desired by at least the constituents of the second ward. It's our neighborhoods and our areas that make up a large part of this blighted designation. But rather than repeat my previous arguments, I'll just go back up to item C and note that we just said the word blight as part of approving our application for a CDBG grant opportunity, and 6 council members approved that. I didn't hear any objection to the word blight. Went 6-0. So I'd just like to once again make my motion to amend.
Second.
Yeah, but
Discussion, Mayor? The only reason why we voted the way we did on the earlier amendment, or the earlier motion, is because it's part of the terminology is part of the federal grant. Therefore, it has to be included. We could have used the term slum, but in order to get the grant, you have to use one of the two. And that's the reason why it was a 6-0 vote on that.
Isn't slum a more severe designation?
Yes, it is. And probably wouldn't qualify.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah. It's a regulatory definition.
There you go. And as far as I'm concerned, meeting the requirements without indicating slum or blighted area is better, in my opinion. And it's not only the second ward. Other areas within the city of Muscatine have been labeled by the federal government as blighted in order to have qualifications for federal grants. Another area was Tom's ward when we did a grant opportunity with respect to Heinz USA numerous years ago. I can't quote the other wards that it's been used in, but...
Well, to clarify, I did not say it was only the second ward. Let's be upfront. I said a large part of the area we designated last year was the second ward.
That is correct. And I'm not arguing with that.
I think the easiest way to get through this right now is, do you have the original verbiage? Is that available right now to read?
It's all included in the packet. Which verbiage are you looking for?
Well, Mark is making a motion to amend the original verbiage.
Mark's motion, or the language for Mark's motion, is on the last page of the agenda item.
Yeah.
Oh, in the agenda packet.
Oh, I don't have
It's in the
this.
back. Well,
It's online.
you just want to add that statement to the goals of 2013 goals.
There's 3 words that are
Three
being
words.
added.
To the goals.
Yes.
Right.
It's not to the vision or mission statement, it's
No.
to be in the
It's
goals.
added to the, excuse me, council policy agenda. Under top priority, it's the last bulleted item. Develop policies/incentives to encourage infill opportunities and address blight
Sure.
within the city limits.
And again, I had originally wanted to add a whole separate goal. And Greg said, well, if we're gonna do this,
Yeah.
it would be better to just
Well-
add a little bit here.
I think not only tonight here, but down the road, we need to address the issue here. My question to Greg and the rest of the council here, how often we are going to visit this issue here is, can we get an update from the planning and zoning every other month, probably during in-depth, with everything that we're trying to do here to take it from blighted to unblighted areas? I mean, it's,
Our main focus in 2013 is to bring back to the city council an updated or a new ordinance adopting 2 tax abatement programs, one for new construction and then one for historical housing tax abatement and the associated housing area around it. And that's the piece or the tool that we're looking to help encourage investment in property in that blighted area to improve the status of that area. That's the tool that we're looking to utilize this coming fiscal year. The CDBG program that we just talked about tonight is a downtown program. It's a limited scope, and as it was mentioned, it's in there because it's required for the application, just like it's in the urban renewal plan. And it's in the urban renewal plan so that we can bring back tools like the tax abatement program for council consideration.
And we are using the tools and addressing those in our goals,
sure, and that's.
but we're just not mentioning the word
Yeah.
blighted. And
But
that's,
I don't want to add another goal here if we are not going to follow through with that, you know? I mean, we don't want just to set a goal here and forget about it, but, oh, it's on the council agenda. We need to tackle it, and we need to come up with some ideas and some solutions how to resolve that issue, so.
First thing,
resolution's already there.
Yeah, well, not, the ordinance is not yet, so
Well-
how are we going to address it, you know? It's,
at the January in-depth council, we'll be talking about the area that we'd like to include in the tax abatement program. So that'll be part 1. Once we get council's concurrence on the area that we'd like to include for both programs, then we'll come back with an ordinance for council consideration, ideally at the following in-depth session, hopefully February, latest probably March.
so it will be an ordinance, not a policy for us.
Correct.
Under that, so it
Absolutely.
will be an ordinance, so.
Yep.
Because, okay.
Mayor, just a comment from me. Last week I was okay. Staff recommended we leave that out, but discussed it with a couple other council members. Just tonight told me that they had input from citizens that would like to see it in there. And I didn't feel real strongly one way or the other last week, so I can support Mark's amendment. I don't see a problem with that in the goal.
Mayor, I've got just the opposite. I've had contact from citizens in my ward. They certainly don't want to hear us talk about Muscatine being blighted, or their house is being blighted, or our ward is being blighted. So I'm certainly not in favor of adding the additional verbiage.
Your Honor, from staff perspective, we don't have a strong opinion either way. Our recommendation was to not include it in the goals, but because we've historically included it where we've been required to do so. But additionally, you know, goals are, I don't know, they're a positive thing. They're that the council is adopting. We're looking forward. What do we want to do? What do we want to achieve? What do we want to accomplish? It's more of a positive thing. It's a marketing tool, frankly, as well. And we're trying to be more positive in the use of that tool. Blight has a negative connotation, and we've been using it where it's been required to be used. But, you know, if council wishes to put it in there, we'll
When you
include
say
it.
required, Greg,
required. It's required to be in the urban renewal plan if we wish to develop an ordinance like a tax abatement ordinance. If it's not in there, we can't do it.
Or in
Just-
some
So
cases
there are
for
benefits to
federal
the,
funding.
benefits to the
And federal
city
funding, yes.
Federal funding.
to utilize that term.
Absolutely. It opens up tools for council to use or funding that we can apply for.
But it doesn't make it necessary that it's part of our goal that we have that term included in order to have the grants applied for. It doesn't have to be included in there in order for the grants to be applied for. It's not going to give us a stronger case on our grants by having that was one of our goals.
It's not that it's necessary, it's basically, one, it's a clear statement to the citizens that we're working on the issue. And two, I mean, how can you really say you're admitting you've got an issue to deal with if you're afraid to say you have an issue to deal with? I mean, the first step in solving a problem is admitting you've got one. And again, Dubuque, I brought something in from Dubuque last meeting. Other cities just don't seem to have a problem with saying, hey, we've got these programs and we're addressing blight. So.
Well, the last thing I want to do, council, is with the media present, have the media accuse the council of burying its head in the sand over this blighted issue. So I really would like to see us get moving on this, make a decision tonight.
I mean, it doesn't make too much sense here to use that word to go ahead and get grants and try to help solve the problem, and we cannot put it in our goals. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me there. So if it's in our goals, we will tackle it here, and here we are utilizing that word blight to go ahead and get some grants here to improve that. So it's not big.
Anyone else, council?
Call the question, Your Honor.
Sure.
That's it. I'm calling the question, please.
So go for a vote.
On the amendment.
On the amendment.
On the amendment.
We have a motion. Would you read that motion, Fran, please?
Mark made the motion to include the verbiage that he had suggested in the alternate. I have the information in my office, but I don't have it here.
It's right there.
Do you want me to reread it?
I guess
Mayor?
I have it here.
I have it.
Osama had it. Develop policies and or incentives to encourage infill opportunities and address blight within the city limits. The motion and a second. Anyone?
We have a
We
motion.
We have a second
We have to
already.
take a vote on
On the amendment, on the amendment.
And we've had discussion, so this, I believe, is a roll call vote,
Yes.
beginning with Mark,
Aye.
Tom,
Aye.
Bob,
Nay.
Osama,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Phil.
Nay.
So that's, what's the count there, Fran?
42
4 to 2.
in favor.
Okay, in favor of including that verbiage.
Now we gotta,
Might
Now you
go
have
to
the main
the
motion.
original motion now.
now we gotta do the main motion, Mayor.
Find it here.
As amended.
As amended.
Okay, the original motion is to approve the 2013 core values, vision, and mission, and the 2013 city council goals and management agenda. The motion was made by Phil and seconded by Osama. Discussion took place. Now it's a voice vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
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 4-2. 4-2. Okay. I'm glad we got through that. Item 14, it is now time for communications from council members, beginning with Councilman Lorette.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Councilman
Nothing at this
Fitzgerald.
time, Your Honor.
Okay. Scott?
Just want to put out props to this Public Works Department and also to the citizens, because I'm hearing through Greg from Public Works staff that the new snow removal policy is worked real well today, and I noticed it on some of the main streets too, where because of the vehicles being gone, they were cleared quickly and safely.
Randy, you're happy to hear that, I'm sure. Osama?
With this being the last meeting of the year here, just like Mark, wishing the citizen of Muscatine a happy holidays and a happy new year as well. Thank you.
Councilman Bynum?
happy holidays and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Councilman Spread.
Yes, I've had a little citizen feedback today about the snow emergency routes. Specifically, I think it would be helpful if when you go to the website, that it be obvious where to find the restrictions or the rules. We have a place on the website that says there's a warning in effect, but it's not easy to find the details about where I can park and where I can't park. So if we can make that easier for folks to find, because I probably had a dozen calls today.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
It's under roadway maintenance, just for your information.
I found
On the
it.
left, snow and ice control policy. And I would also encourage folks to sign up on the city's website and get a text or an email message when a emergency is identified, so, yes. Right.
is it? Oh, good. Thank you, Randy. That was
quick.
Yeah. And beyond that, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
And Greg, any comments?
Just in addition to that, there's a lot of good information on that website page. It talks about the snow and ice control policy. It talks about there's a fact sheet on the new policy, the new ordinance as well. And I believe there's a copy of the notice that went out to the public that was mailed to the public a month or so ago, as well as a lot of good information. I would encourage them to call with any questions and to sign up on the website.
Okay, Franny.
I'm going to ditto what everybody else said. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And ditto that from me. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's been a pretty good year, I think, 2012. Muscatine, you see a lot of projects going on in Muscatine, and that certainly is an improvement in our community, and we'll continue to do that. And Merry Christmas, everyone, okay? Happy New Year, too. Any other business, council? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
That would be Tom, Fran.
Yeah, that'd